This is the local and national news from Fabulous 103 FM, and it would be fabulous if you subscribed. It's easy. Click the subscribe button, and at the same time, click the like button too. A week on from the disastrous fire that burnt out a pub club in Satahip, authorities announced the passing at the weekend of the 18th victim, this time a 17-year-old girl. Despite being 3 years under the legal age of entry to a drinking venue, the club owners have denied that underage customers were allowed access. Prior to her passing, surgeons had made every attempt to save her through a harrowing week of pain, which included the amputation of a severely burned leg. The youngster had attended with another friend of similar age who actually died in the fire. This, as there appears to have been no response by the club owners to an appeal by the family of a Vietnamese victim of the same catastrophe. She remains in ICU, bandaged from head to foot and incurring massive daily hospital bills. The 28-year-old lady sustained 80% burns. Until that night, she was an attractive woman enjoying life and a resident of Satahip. Due to the overload of cases at the closest hospital, her pals rushed her to Bangkok Pattaya Hospital, where bills accumulated to close to 700,000 baht. If insurance exists, which is a big question, and has not been nullified due to lack of licenses, another question, then it's time that either the owners or their providers step up to the plate and cover the cost for her for sure. As to other bars and clubs in the region, which includes Pattaya, inspections described by some as cursory are said to have been carried out in some but not all venues. But with overseas undercover TV crews covering the story, it might be better for those who do not meet regulations to meet them quickly before being outed, as some clubs here remain open despite patrons reporting them as significantly not meeting standards required under the laws of safety. 35 reservoir dams face overflow issues unless they open to allow more water to race downstream, this following tropical storm Mulan's flooding of many areas of Thailand. Increased inflow means that extra outflow is needed, and that could lead to flooding downstream. A committee formed at the behest of the House of Representatives is likely to recommend new legislation that would allow casinos and gambling in the kingdom, and that legislation could well be mooted in Parliament before the end of the year. So-called entertainment complexes, essentially luxury hotels with casinos, are all part of a plan that could see Thailand base gambling on the system used in Singapore, and as an automatic byproduct generate huge revenue for the state by way of taxes. Casinos here, though, could end up either operated by the state or owned by the state and leased out. The committee is also reviewing other forms of gambling, such as online gambling of various kinds, betting and day trading. Social media is awash with the outcome of a court case regarding a condo dweller and his pets. It seems that his condo had bylaws that stated no pets, which he ignored. They ended up in court and he's ended up with a fine of over 140,000 baht. For those who live in condos, then, it's best to check the rules, as this is likely to be seen as a precedent set for other condo disputes. Over 100,000 inmates in Thai jails received the annual reduction of sentences by His Majesty the King at the weekend, as the nation celebrated the birthday of the King's mother, Her Majesty Queen Sirikit. The annual pardons see 81,000 prisoners get sentence reductions and the balance freed from jail. Newly jailed convicts do not usually qualify, as a percentage of their sentence has to have passed normally before they do. Meanwhile at home, and highway police have apologised to the family of a motorist who died in a single vehicle accident but was left in his vehicle for over 12 hours. Cops noted the wrecked car on the motorway but assumed that any people inside had already been rescued. Others who attended the scene failed to notice that the driver was still behind the wheel. Only when it was towed from the scene to a police centre was it discovered that the man was still inside. Forensic specialists have, though, at least deemed that he would have died within minutes of the crash. Pattaya's Week 2 of music festivals, held in Jomtien at the weekend, is reported to have been popular and well run. Police had zero in the way of cases reported for the event, which will continue throughout the month. And with the Met Office promising highs today of just 30 degrees, dropping down to 25, a cool and overcast day with a chance of rain before midday. Local and national news today from Fabulous 103 FM and Fabulous Pattaya Media Group. And to get a notification every time we release another bulletin or program, like and subscribe to our channel, Fabulous Pattaya Media Group by using the link below.